If anyone can create anything with AI, why should they look at your content instead of just producing it themselves? The reason is because your content is special because of you. But if you haven't specified what your brand is, there's no way that you can make your content both consistent and special in your voice. So what I'm going to show you today is how to produce your brand pillars, which are the core specs that will help you create content that's more unique than anybody else's. I'm Mark DeGrasse, founder of the AI Branding Academy, and I specifically focused on branding because I realized that AI is just going to get better. It's going to produce better and better content. And in that case, anybody could actually produce anything they want themselves using any one of thousands of AI tools. So why should they look at your content instead of just producing it themselves? The reason's pretty simple and is actually the reason why you go to any brand over another brand. It's because you like them better. And the only way you start to like somebody is by knowing more about them. So you have to start treating your brand essentially like a person that's trying to impress and befriend other people. Now, brand's a little bit more difficult because it actually involves a lot more complex steps like trying to sell something and specifying values that that have to be shared by your employees and your customers in addition to you. So I created the concept called brand pillars, which is 9 specific elements that you need to specify in order to show how you're different, what your values are, what your vision is, and a bunch of other elements that are going to be used in your marketing and specifically in your content marketing. So I'm going to show you a new tool that we just created. It's called the Instant Brand Pillar Creator. It's a simplified version of what we actually teach at the Academy, and it'll allow you to quickly generate all of your brand pillars using minimal information. Now, if you take the course called How to Build Your Brand Pillars, you'll get the detailed information, which is the more professional way to do it. But this is going to give you a result in minutes rather than the hour or so it would take to do the brand pillars as a step-by-step process, which we'll show you. So let's go ahead and do it right now. All right, so this is the brand pillar creator. I did this so you don't have to go through all the steps that we actually teach, and you actually get something useful right now. Now, once you have this information, you could take it, and instead of just saying, write me an article, you could say, write me an article, but consider these brand specs before you start writing it. And then now your content's going to have your brand voice, it's going to have your vision, it's going to have your values, it's going to have all these different elements that we're going to create right now. Now, I'm going to do it for my personal brand. I suggest if you don't have these for your personal brand, you do it as well. You'll find it amazingly useful in terms of really setting in place what you're going to do as a brand. So let's go ahead and click it right here. I need specs for my brand. So let's build your brand together. I'll guide you through the process step by step to create your brand pillars. To start, what's the name of your brand? Mark DeGrasse. And I'm going to go ahead and tell it it's my personal brand. Great. Let's move on. Question 2. What industry is your personal brand in? I'm going to say AI, marketing, branding, consulting, and execution. Fantastic. Question 3. What do you offer or sell as a part of your personal brand? I'm going to say consulting, services, public speaking, and my book. Always on brand. Got it. Please provide any additional details you currently have, such as your slogan, website, or about us information. I'm going to go ahead and put my slogan, which is share everything. And I'm going to say, please pull other details from my website here. And then I'm going to go ahead and just go to my website. If you do have an About Us page, this is the best place to use it. I'm going to go ahead and look at my About Us, and there's a few details on there about what I've done in the past and my history and whatnot. So I'm going to copy that, paste, and go. All right. Now, this is the only question that starts to guide the direction of how these brand pillars are going to be created, which is what type of brand do you want? So we basically broke it down to these 12 different types. You have the visionary brand, sets out to inspire change and lead its industry with a bold, future-oriented vision, appealing to customers who value progress and innovation. I'm not going to read all these. You can go ahead and read them. But visionary brand is where I fit. But to just really think about what you want to be viewed as. So you have the community-driven brand, the premium brand, the service-oriented brand, eco-conscious, innovative, friendly, entertainment, reliable, disruptor, value, and knowledge driven. I would actually I'm going to go with disruptor too. So I'm going to say 1 and 10 and it'll do it. And you could also just input whatever you want. Like if you say like, I want to be a fluffy brand, and then specify what fluffy means, it'll do that too. But this is guiding what the pillars end up as. So just make sure you think about it just a little bit. And again, this is such an easy process that just do it a few times. You don't have to just do it once. There's no wrong answer. Just do it again and again until you really like what you're doing. So now what it's doing is using the ChatGPT Canvas function where you could actually come in here and edit things. And it's easier than having to read a chat and scroll up and down all the time. It's all in one, say, document is how they want you to use it. And so you get the 9 elements. So let's go ahead and look at what it says. So the brand summary, Mark DeGrasse is a visionary and disruptive leader in the fields of AI marketing and branding, where they focus on educating and empowering businesses to innovate and thrive. Mark's mission is to challenge industry norms and inspire change. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, now we got our brand vision to revolutionize the way businesses approach branding by integrating cutting-edge AI technologies and innovative marketing strategies, empowering organizations to build authentic and enduring connections with their audiences. Awesome. Slogan, I provide the slogan, but if I didn't, it would actually give me a slogan. Now, most of the time when you go through all of these processes, it's a lot more involved. Again, I'm just giving you the simple way to do it, and this is still better than what most companies have. Core brand values, it basically pulled the information and came up with these brand values. These are themed in our process. So in this case, I'm probably doing like an idea themed. So you have innovation, authenticity, empowerment, transformation, education. Love it. Core brand offer, providing high impact consulting services, dynamic public speaking engagements, and transformative resources like the book Always on Brand. Mark DeGrasse equips businesses and individuals to excel in branding, marketing, and innovation. Brand voice, confident, authoritative, and inspiring, with a touch of boldness. I like that. Brand avatar. This is basically, the spokesperson, personal brand. I'm the spokesperson, not super complicated. And the customer avatar starts to specify my target market. So ideal clients are forward-thinking entrepreneurs, business leaders, and marketing professionals who are eager to innovate and embrace change. That sounds pretty good. And so there you go. So I'm going to say that's great. Now you could just go, so let's say that you don't like something in here. You could just go in here, copy and change it, and it'll go ahead and make the change in here. So when you copy and paste, it'll be what you want. So I'm going to say looks great. So that's pretty much it. Now I am going to include a link to our template, which is what the AI is supposed to provide. Just so you know, when you use AI, it doesn't always act perfectly. It was supposed to do a text table. So I'm going to say, please give me a text table with each element, the description, and reasoning in columns. And I'm just going to close out the canvas here. And there you go. Now, reasoning I like as it tells you what the thought process was in the AI in giving you that answer. And this will help you be able to describe it. Because if again, you didn't technically come up with these things, but you should understand how they were come up with. So go ahead and review these as well, and it'll be super informative. And I'm actually going to give you a link. And here you go. So now what I could do is after it creates all this information, so I could, save it in a centralized place and also share it with, say, employees or people I hire or any of those things. I'm just going to copy this and paste. And now I have all of my details in one spot. And there you go. So it's as simple as that. So at the AI Branding Academy, the brand pillars are where we start everything. We've created, over 100 GPTs, and most of the GPTs start with, what are your brand pillars? And the reason is really simple. We want the answer to be specific to you and your brand. And if you use AI without specifying all these things, then it's just going to give you generic crap. And we don't like generic crap. We want good crap. So go ahead and make sure that you build your brand pillars, and then you start to utilize them. And, you just copy and paste it from that spreadsheet. And now everything that you do is going to be branded. And what you'll notice is a lot more consistency with what you're producing. Now, this is just step -1, we'll call it step 1 in the process. It's really important that you learn how these work. So I'm going to include a link to our course, How to Build Your Brand Pillars, which is about an hour and a half course that really walks you through the thought process behind each one of these branding elements, why we included them, and how you can produce them to be really specific to each brand. And in that way, you're going to be creating better content in no time simply by copying and pasting this into prompts prior to asking for what you want. So go and try it out and let me know how it goes. goes.